Hi, while I've got you here, we're just doing the snorkel, finishing this off. While I've got the airbox off, I'll go over this dual battery setup that we've got in there. I modified it to actually fit a bigger one battery in there, so we can fit a 100 amp battery in there now. So we'll just have a bit of a squiz over. If you guys are looking in getting what size battery you can fit in a PK Ranger or a PJ, and what I did anyway for my setup, to see how we can get some bigger batteries and run that through when we go camping. So I'll quickly go have a look at it, and while I've got the airbox out, so we can have a closer look at it while I don't have to pull things apart. As you see, we've got our dual batteries set up. That's the auxiliary battery, and our main battery's over there. So what I did is we just got a kit off eBay. As you can see, I modified this here so it comes up. I modified it in this area here because the battery is a bit bigger, so we had to modify where it sits and bolts on here. But that was pretty easy. Used the same bracket they supplied, and yeah, that was pretty easy. It's a tight fit, so we had to move a couple of things to get a bigger battery, and this is the size battery I have. We've got a code down here. So that's so I had to move. Just put this over here. I point out some things. So pretty much I had to flat battery, had to change the battery, now we're back. So to modify this, like I said, we modified the bracket. We had to move the horn because the horn was in the way in here, so we had to move the horn. I just moved the horn up here and rebolted it up here off this bracket that the airbox will sit on. You can see it because the airbox is not here. So we fitted that there, that's just sitting there. It is close to pretty much nearly leaning and touching, but I haven't had any issues with it near the overflow of the coolant. You will have to modify or just slightly move, probably not much, a couple of mil. Air conditioner, just twitch it down because the bottom of the tray actually hits the top of it. Of that pipe in the connection, so I've had no issues with any, no leaks, no nothing, and I've had it on for a good 6 months, nothing's worn through. It's a tight squeeze against your intercooler hose, but other than that, you can fit a 100 amp battery as an auxiliary battery in here, which runs my freezer when I go camping. I've also run my Anderson plug that runs onto our camper, and that's off this auxiliary battery as well. And I also use my winch on my car trailer to run the winch off this battery. So I've got a connection in my car trailer off the winch, and it's Anderson plug plugs into this, and I just run the whole power off that winch on our trailer off this. So I've had no dramas. So yeah, if you were looking into upgrading a secondary battery in a PK Ranger, just to note that this is a manual, not an auto. Some people are having issues with auto trans, so this is made for a manual one, and I don't have any issues with getting a 100 amp battery in here. It's a tight squeeze. I did modify the bottom of the tray where you have the lips to hold the battery in. I had to cut the ends and fold them because the battery is bigger than the actual tray, but not by much, and everything fits in, as you can see. I've ran pretty much from there. I've ran it all the way over, and yeah, so pretty much we run and follow this wiring over to our main battery against the firewall, and comes down to this main battery here. So we have a binger in there, and as you can see, I ran all my dual batteries set up over here, just trying to put it neatly. I'm running a PowerTech pretty much kit, that dual battery kit. Pretty much made a bracket up here just to hold it in there. I've drilled a hole in here so I could actually see the LED lights to see if it's actually powering on. I have an override switch to jumpstart. If the car battery ever gets flat, I've got my auxiliary battery to jumpstart it. I flick a switch over here, light comes on, I can jumpstart. It's jumpstarting this battery right now. So I can kickstart, basically start the car if we ever have a flat battery, leaving something happening overnight, draining powers by lights, whatever. I've got the backup battery. Flick it back off once it starts, and we've got the system, so it's all hidden away just pretty neatly. Good little system, pretty cheap actually. You can get that offline, or JK Electronics sell it. Not bad kit there. So there's a lot of other kits about, but this is pretty plain simple kit, and it does what I need it to do, so which is pretty good. So while I had the snorkel and airbox off, I just thought I'll show you, if you're into setting up a dual battery setup, that you can put 200 amp batteries in here, one to run the car, and some auxiliaries like your radio, UHF if you're going to do that. You can run your UHF off your auxiliary if you want, all your accessories off that, so you can have it going while the car's switched off and you don't drain your actual car battery. But my UHF and everything runs off this, it's fine, and I run my fridge and all my other auxiliary lights and stuff off that auxiliary battery. And I also have 2 batteries, 100 amp batteries as well, in the camper, so we should be right with some power anyway. But just so I'll show you on this episode, just a bit of a dual battery setup on the PK Ranger of ours. Until next time, we'll catch up with you next time. We'll keep watching. I'll be putting this snorkel back together, and we'll go from there. Cheers guys.